Hello, my name is Dr. John Char. I'm a holistic practitioner, and I'm going to show you the comprehensive emogenesis technique. CET prime acupoint as an emotional relationship. The 0 point is related to the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system of the autonomic nervous system. Is also related to the amygdala and the memory point. Point 1, which is step 1, is related to the brainstem point and the limbic point, which is the emotional point. Step 2, which is the point 2, is the glandular point, which is the main point is for emotion is not sure of itself, emotional, unstable. The second point is the gallbladder point, which the main emotional point is resentment. The sub-emotional point is stubborn, depressed, indecisive. Step 3 is the stomach, small intestines, and large intestines. The main emotional point for stomach is feeling sorry for oneself. Secondarily, it's the disgusted, egotistical, despair, nervous. The small intestine's main emotional point is feeling loss, helplessness, absent-minded, abandonment, deserted, insecurity. The main point for the large intestines is stuck feelings. The secondary points for emotion are crying, defensive, compelled to neatness. Step 4 is below the nose and the upper lip, and it represents the upper brain, which is the middle brain, the thalamus, the amygdala, and the hippocampus. Step 5 represents the lower brain, which represent the brainstem, medulla oblongata, the pons, and cerebellum. Step 6 is the kidney 27 point. The main emotional point is fear. The secondary one says dread, bad memory, anger, upset. Step number 7 is under the armpit. It represents the heart. The main emotion is love. Secondary is easy to hurt, overjoyed, inappropriate laughter, very talkative. The other point is spleen pancreas. The main emotional point is low self-confidence, over-concern, distrust, worry, and hopelessness. Step number 8 has 2 points, the liver, which is liver 14. The main emotional point is resentment, anger, irrational, stubborn, depressed, indecisive. 8B represents the lung and is called grief, anguish, and sadness. The 9th step is on the left and right wrist. It represents pericardium 7 for circulation. Okay, so now we're going to be tapping. So the key is form. We're a stickler on form. So here's a forearm, and you usually start with your right hand. If you're left-handed, try to do it with your right hand, okay? And the left hand, you can do it to grab things and identify on your body by touching certain parts of the body. But we're going to show you just the tearless trauma technique. What we're going to do is, here's a forearm, here's the wrist, and here's the hand.
My fingers are straight up like this. Now, the first thing is called the master point. Here's the hairline. I don't have hairline. You see you guys hairline here? And this is the heel of your hand. And you put it on the forehead, right here on the memory point. And you curve. Look like this. And you put this on, stretch your fingers, keep your fingers closed. The tip of the fingers should be on the parietal area or the angle, posterior angle of the brain. Right in here. Straight across, like this. You're going to lift your hand up. See, my elbow is straight, my wrist is straight, my finger is straight, and it sort of blocks your right eye right here. All right? And I'm going to lift my hand up. Do not do this. It's a lazy man stuff. So I'm going to tell you what points you're tapping on. So you're going up and down, up and down. Now, this point here is a memory point. Right behind this fear or flight point, the amygdala point. The middle part where the ear crosses the midline, that's the center point in governing vessel 20. In front of it is a sympathetic nervous system which stimulates the organs, the autonomic nervous system, and behind that point is the parasympathetic, which sedates the organs, rather. And then right in the back here is the cerebellum point, which is for balance and memory, right in here, 2 points. So you're going to do this. And then people would always ask me, how many times do I have to tap? You do in a sequence of 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 9. So you don't have to count. You just go. And how hard do you hit it? No, you don't have to. Just firmly, but not really hard. Because when you hit hard, you stimulate this limbic or emotional point. So you just want to be uniform. And you say, brain point 0. Brain point 0. Brain point 0. So that's a 0 point, not 1. Okay, 0 point. And that points go right here. And it'll stimulate all these points. But if I move my elbow anyway, you see my hand is not going to hit the back. If I do this, I'm not going to hit the back. I'm not even stimulating the front point, which is the memory point. So it's important that you keep your elbow straight, wrist straight, finger straight, cupped, and doing this. 1, 2, 3. So he says, master point 0. Master point 0. Master point 0. It's just like count. See, master point 0. 1, 2, 3. Master point 0. 1, 2, 3. Master point 0. 1, 2, 3. Hit 9 times. The second point is called the brain point. Brain point 1. So it's 0, then 1. And now you salute. You don't salute like this. You keep your elbow straight horizontally and wrist straight. The 2 fingers, the middle finger and the index finger. The middle finger goes right below the alignment of the upper eyebrow. Right below that. And then the index finger, if your arm is straight horizontally across, the index finger will be tapping on the inner eyebrow. The inner eyebrow is the brainstem point. This right below the alignment of the 2 upper eyebrow, right on the nose, the nasal area. If you press down with your index finger, you're going to feel a little pressure there. That is the limbic or emotional point, master point. And you're tapping this way. See, elbow straight, wrist straight, fingers are steady, and you're tapping on the 2 tips, pads, right in here. Pads. And you're doing right there. And you say, brain point 1, brain point 1, brain point 1. Brainstem and limbic point. Then the next point is going to be, remember now, this was reference points, locations, is the slit of the eye, right in here. You can see the eye slit of the eye and the outer eyebrow. This point here is the gallbladder point, which Chinese say is related to all muscles in the body. The upper point on the edge of the eyebrow, the outer eyebrow, is the endocrine point, or triple warmer they call it, and that's related to the glands. So you tapping, it says tapping point 2, tapping point 2, tapping point 2, and you're hitting this orbital crest right in here, the bone, not on the side to the temple. And you hit it with this 4 fingers in the fingers just below the pads. Okay, it says tapping point 2, tapping point 2, tapping point 2, and you're tapping on this point here and this point in the slit of the eye. The next one is the right below the eye, and you put your index finger here and you can feel a little notch. It's the infraorbital notch where the optic nerve comes out, right in this area here, all right? And then you put your other finger right on the side. So straight down, it's blocking straight down. And what you're doing now, go up and down, okay? And you said I point 3, I point 3, I point 3. And that is the stomach point right in here, stomach point, and it relates to the small intestines and large intestines, and this is for your digestive. This is what is important that we understand. Stomach point, okay? And you're going to say it's I point 3, I point 3, I point 3. The next point you're going to do is, this is I point 3. The next one is going to be between the nose and the upper lip. And you go put your index finger here and you can feel sort of the neck of your upper front teeth or the roots. Not below here, it's the middle. And if you tap there, tapping here, you would say teeth, T.4, T.4, T.4. And that represents the upper brain. The next one's the lip and the chin. And it's right midway there, and you're tapping. You can say chin point 5, chin point 5, chin point 5. And that is related to the lower brain. Upper brain, lower brain, limbic point, brain stem. Got it? And now the next one is you get your fist like this. Right fist, put it on your throat, right above the collarbone. And put your chin in there. Cup it. Okay? Now if you're too low, you do this and your chin will miss the cup of your fist. So put it there, leave it there, don't move it, and go straight up and down. Okay, you're going to tap on this part of the fingers, right here on the left collarbone, right in the middle, called the manubrium area, where the sternum meets the collarbone, and you would just, okay, collarbone 6, collarbone 6, collarbone 6. Okay, and you're tapping that. That represents the fear point. And the fear point is the core issue of most 80% of all emotional crisis. Core issue. Kidney point. Right? Collarbone 6. Collarbone 6. Collarbone 6. Then the next point you will do is under the armpit. So you get your hand, cup it like this on the left side of your chest, not the right where the heart is, and you lift your hand up slightly, get your cup, grab underneath your armpit. Then you slide it slightly down. That's a spleen. The spleen represents self-confidence, a lack of self-confidence. And of course, the heart is the love point. So you would tap it, and you would say, armpit 7, armpit 7, armpit 7. Now, I want you to do this. Cup it and drop down a little bit, not on the top of the armpit, slightly below. Cup it and you tap right in here, just like you're grabbing the armpit, and you do this right here. Not up here, it's down. And you tap. You say armpit 7, armpit 7, armpit 7. Now, underneath this, the next point is 2 points. Nipple point 8A, nipple point 8A, nipple point 8B. And then you have a second component to number 8, and that's 8B, and that's where the shoulder. So if you press in this groove here in the shoulder, see the atrium point right in here, and you can feel like a buzz point. You press down, go ook, and you use your fingers, and you can curl your shoulder like this. That is called the lung point or grief point, and you would tap. You say shoulder point 8B, shoulder point 8B, shoulder point 8B, and that is the grief point or lung point. And finally, you will start off with the left hand on the wrist on the thumb side. So if you get your other hand and you get 3 fingers below the wrist on the thumb side, you go 1, 2, 3, and if you grab that, you're going to feel like a little sensitive spot on the thumb side here. You turn this hand like this, and you put your opposite wrist on the edge of your thumb side facing down. Because if it faces up and you start tapping away, you're going to miss the point right in here, right in here. And you would go down and you would say, wrist point 9A, wrist point 9A, wrist point 9A. And that's called the pericardium 7 point. That's for circulation. Then you do the opposite side, wrist point 9B, wrist point 9B, wrist point 9B. How many times you have to do it? You do it as many times as you need to get the readings. You close your eyes, think about the red balloon, if that was the point, or your mother scolding you when you're young and you committed, and you say, I was innocent, you blame me, if that was the issue, and you close your eyes, and now from maybe you were 6, you're down to 2, and you gotta do it again. Tap, 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 tap right here, right down the tree, going down by the eye, right down with the teeth, right by the chin, 8A and 8B. 8A is right below the nipple. And so men, if they don't have breasts, tap straight underneath the nipple point. That's the liver point or anger point in Chinese. Had this problem, had this problem, had this problem, and you're done. Means you sealed it out by saying had this problem. You don't have to repeat the whole dissertation. You just have to say real short. It's called shortcut. You can do it in 32 seconds. Once you're down to 0, that completes it. The only way you will bring that trauma back in your mind is when you intentionally bring it up through a thought process. I'm asking you for comments to give me, and any kind of criticism, or if you like it or don't like it, put it in your comments. And then you can Twitter me, or you can put it into a YouTube comments, or you can even put it into Facebook. You know, I encourage that because you get better with the comments.